The Brave Shepherd. Once upon a time, in a small, peaceful village nestled in the rolling hills of Andalusia, there lived a humble shepherd named Mateo. Mateo was no ordinary shepherd, his courage and determination set him apart. Every villager admired him, not just for his bravery but also for his kindness and love for his flock of sheep. A life of simplicity. Mateo lived in a cozy stone hut on the edge of the village, surrounded by lush pastures and a dense forest. His days were simple but fulfilling. Each morning, he would lead his sheep to graze in the verdant meadows and protect them from any harm that lurked in the wild. While others feared the dark woods nearby, Mateo embraced its mysteries, often venturing deep into the forest to explore. The villagers often warned Mateo about the forest, for it was said to be home to wild wolves and ancient legends of a fearsome beast called the Shadow Fang, a creature that prowled the night and could strike fear into the bravest of hearts. But Mateo, armed only with his sturdy wooden staff and unshakable faith, dismissed these stories as mere folklore. A cry for help. One fateful evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon and the sky was painted in hues of crimson and gold, Mateo was returning home with his flock. The air was calm, but a distant howl sent a shiver down his spine. Suddenly, a frantic villager came running toward him. "Mateo! Mateo!" the man cried, panting heavily. "The wolves! They've attacked the eastern pasture. They've taken some of our sheep." Without hesitation, Mateo sprang into action. He handed his flock over to another shepherd and grabbed a lantern and a dagger. "Stay here and keep everyone safe," he instructed. "I'll find the sheep and drive the wolves away." Into the wild. Mateo plunged into the dark forest, the only light coming from his flickering lantern. The forest was eerily silent, save for the rustling of leaves and the occasional distant growl. His heart pounded, but he pressed on, guided by faint trails of hoof prints and tufts of wool snagged on thorny bushes. After what felt like hours, he stumbled upon a clearing. There, in the moonlight, he saw them, a pack of wolves circling a terrified group of sheep. Among them stood the infamous Shadow Fang, larger and more menacing than any wolf Mateo had ever seen. Its eyes glowed like embers, and its growl was deep and guttural. The battle of courage. Most would have turned and fled, but not Mateo. He stepped into the clearing, his staff held high. "Back away!" he shouted, his voice firm and commanding. The wolves hesitated, their growls subsiding momentarily, but Shadow Fang snarled and lunged toward him. Mateo stood his ground, dodging the beast's attack and striking it with his staff. The blow didn't stop Shadow Fang, but it startled the creature. Mateo used the distraction to guide the sheep behind him, creating a barrier between them and the wolves. The pack began to close in, but Mateo swung his lantern, the flames flickering brightly. Wolves, naturally afraid of fire, backed away. Shadow Fang, however, was undeterred. It charged again, and Mateo braced himself. Using his agility, he evaded its sharp claws and drove his dagger into the ground near the beast's paw, startling it further. The two locked eyes, and Mateo saw something in the creature: pain, hunger, and desperation. Instead of finishing the fight, Mateo chose compassion. He reached into his satchel, pulled out some dried meat he had brought for his journey, and tossed it toward Shadow Fang. The creature paused, sniffed the offering, and then devoured it. Slowly, the tension in the air eased. The wolves, seeing their leader calm, began to retreat into the forest. Shadow Fang lingered for a moment before giving Mateo a final look and disappearing into the shadows. A hero's return. Exhausted but victorious, Mateo gathered the sheep and led them back to the village. The villagers, who had been waiting anxiously, erupted in cheers when they saw him. "You are a hero, Mateo!" they exclaimed. But Mateo shook his head. "I am just a shepherd," he said humbly. "The forest is their home as much as it is ours. We must learn to live in harmony." From that day on, the villagers viewed Mateo not just as a shepherd but as a protector of their community. He became a symbol of courage, wisdom, and compassion. And as for the shadow fang, though it was never seen again, some say its howls could still be heard on quiet nights, a reminder of the brave shepherd who once stood his ground in the face of fear. Legacy of the Brave Shepherd. Mateo's tale was passed down through generations, inspiring others to face their fears and act with kindness even in the face of danger. His story became a legend, not because of his battle with the wolves, but because of the courage it took to see beyond the threat and find peace in the wild. And so, the brave shepherd's name lived on, a testament to the power of courage, compassion, and the enduring bond between man and nature.